Okay, so today, day one, this is Anthony's journey to becoming the better golfer that he always dreamed of and the golfer that I want him to become since we've been this big.
No. I'm going to beat him. That's the point. I'm going to beat him.
That has been his lifelong journey, so this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go through some of the lesson stuff. As an instructor, this is my 17th year teaching. Never do more than 3 things in a lesson. So today, I'm going to show Anthony 3 big things that's going to revolutionize his golf.
So, I quit investment banking. I walked away from PowerPoint decks and Excel formulas because honestly, my soul was on back order. Now, I've got a new mission to become a scratch golfer. Sounds easy, right? Wrong. I'm currently a proud card-carrying member of the Double Bogey Club. But lucky for me, I've got this guy, PGA Pro, lifelong friend, and the only one who believes my slice can be fixed. Can he transform me into a scratch golfer, or will I end up with more divots than dignity? This is Getting a Scratch. Because, let's be honest, chasing birdies beats chasing bonuses.
So in the teaching world, the way that I teach and how I'm going to help Anthony is 3 things, and I'm always going to show him the cause and effect. And I kind of teach in opposites. So I'm going to make sure Anthony and everybody that's watching this understands why certain things happen. It's not like the golf swing just becomes crappy all of a sudden. It's explaining the things that make your golf swing become poor, become great. We're going to go through 3 things that are going to help Anthony. He says he hits a lot of chunks with some short irons. We're going to address that. Number 1, those scoring clubs have to change no matter what. Those are the go-to, got to execute, especially in those crucial times in the round, especially when he wants to beat me. He's got to get 8 irons closer to me. So it's been a long time since that happened. We're going to help him out. So, and I promise I'm not going to screw up his golf intentionally just so he doesn't beat me. But we're going to get into a couple of those things. Check them out. The very first thing that I think that Anthony needs to do is understand the way that he looks at the golf ball. So setup is super important. And already in a couple swings, I can show you Anthony's setup. So go ahead and take your setup face on to the camera here. So a big way that Anthony likes to address the ball. All set up. He likes to look at it with his left eye. And using your dominant eye when you're getting ready to get over the golf ball is super important. I think this is causing a lot of issues with his backswing and everything like that. So we're actually going to teach you guys how to know which eye is your dominant eye. This is a big thing that I do in lessons where people always just assume, I'm going to put my eyes right over the golf ball. Well, in Anthony's case, he's always been looking at it with his left eye, so we're going to show you guys how to do the dominant eye test. So what you need to do is you just make a little circle, and you find a little object either on a wall or something like that, and you close one eye, see if that object stays in the circle. Open that eye, close the other one, see if it moves a bunch. So if you're right eye dominant and you close your right eye, that object is going to move super hard to the left. When you close your left eye and your right eye dominant, that thing's going to stay right at the circle. So that's a big part of understanding even just how to look at the golf ball. That setup, it's super key. So we're going to get Anthony all set up and get him to understand. Go ahead and go back to where that golf ball is. And getting him to understand the complete opposite. You're always going to hear me talking opposites. But now, he's going to be able to look at the golf ball out of his dominant eye like that. And that's the key, to be able to look at it from the proper side, especially with a lot of his shots going left. A lot of that is caused because he's looking at it from his left eye being over the ball, creating a lot of over-the-top moves. So that's the first thing. We're going to get him all fixed up and change that. Okay, that's all. So in this element, basically all I'm trying to do is show him what the opposite feels like. The first couple, back to his old self, pull, because he doesn't trust how much room there is to go to the right. So now that he feels like, okay, there's all this room out there to the right, The hardest part is getting your brain to know that the other thing was bad and this thing is good. But habit is habit, and it's always going to make it to where that feels normal, what he's accustomed to. But even in 5 balls, look at how the opposite is translating to success.
Been like Stevie Wonder swinging a golf club all these years, and now I can see.
It's great. It's the opposite miss.
Yeah. It was thin, but it was.
Yeah.
It was smooth.
Dispersion is key.
And that's a lot talking about.
So when we talk about some key things that will translate to the golf course, I think make your bad shot better. People always tell me like, yeah, I want to hit these amazing shots all the time. Okay, well that's great. Harvey Penick used to say he hit 4 shots how he really wanted to through the course of a round. 4. And the average golfer that's a 5 to 20 expects that they're going to hit all these shots great. So a big part of the lessons and what Anthony's taken in now is let's just make the bad one even better. And that one right there, that thin one, that little open, it doesn't show the old Anthony. It shows the new Anthony 8 balls into this. So a lot of that conviction comes from just seeing the opposite and knowing that one big change can happen from there. One thing that I hear often when I teach it, people always say, oh, well, that feels weird. It feels weird because of what? Like, that's one of the biggest things is you got to play part psychiatrist on this and psychologist on this, where you get these insane people, insane golfers that, you know, they want to do it their way and how they know how to do it. But on the flip side, you got to show them that the other way, the weird way, it will work. Things get weird on a golf course, so it's okay to be a little weird with this. We're going to go into step 2. Always, my job is to show students, show my best friend here, Anthony, what actually makes the golf swing go awry, like we talked about, and how to take out the worst shot. His worst shot is what he's telling me is a chunk that feels like the club face is shutting and it's making that ball go left. So we've already shown that just getting his eye, his dominant eye, over the golf ball will be a much better indicator to make that ball go to the right. Instead of, hey, I'm always going to get that thing left and really shut. So the second part of this, getting rid of that chunk. So a big thing is width and depth is it's in the eye of the beholder. I hinge it like crazy. I get that club really close to me. I hit down on a ton. In Anthony's case, a lot of that chunk where he's hitting behind the ball is coming from too much width, getting that club really, really, really wide, and then it's returning the same way. And so it's getting that thing all the way up here, returning back down, and catching way too much turf, way too much behind the ball. So we're just going to do a couple little drills that are going to help him to understand how to get that club set. So go ahead and take a shot. If I stood here and I said, hand me the club, hand me just the club head, but don't hit me with the grip, what would you do? There you go. So now make it not so drastic and let it feel like it's happening more from the club head and not the grip. There you go. There you go. So I always tell people, let the club head be the motor. People always love to get that grip moving as hard as possible. Hand me the club head. There you go. Now hit me some little half ones that feel like just get that club head started and the grip doesn't move. There you go. There you go.
Oh, it's too easy. It's just effort.
It's time to mess him up now. He's getting too good.
Holy shit, dude, it's so easy. I've been waiting for 15 years for this lesson.
That's true.
It is the only lesson I need. Jeez Louise. Just a little pull.
A little excited. That was the freedom swing. Like, there's moments where all of a sudden you feel like, oh my God, I'm completely like the straight jacket comes off.
Yeah.
That's the freedom swing. That wasn't like bad habit. That's just, hey, I'm so excited that I feel like I'm completely different from where I was 25 minutes ago.
Yeah. It still felt good. The strike, I felt the strike. I just like jumped in front of it almost.
You could do more club head to start. Just to clarify some hinge stuff, like people always think that hinge is this move right here, that drastic movement and doing that. Hinge can also be coming from the club head, allowing the shaft and the grip to hinge on its own. So I was a little tiny nothing kid, but I learned how to get that club head moving from the start. So it creates some natural lag and some freedom in the golf swing that we see with guys that play on Sundays. People always think that hinge has to come from that or bro. It's not that. It can feel like it naturally just goes from the bottom. Couple more. One more. Third and final thing. Again, number 1 of 3 in a lesson, no matter who you're teaching. I don't care if it's a PGA Tour player or if it's somebody who can't break 100. So keep that information to a minimum. You'll always see progress if you're on the coaching side of this, and it's also just going to help the student-teacher relationship as well. Go ahead and take your setup here. So understanding that, again, we're addressing the things that make him the least happy, so that left shot, everything like that. So a lot of that left shot comes from how stacked he gets in his right leg and how much that thing straightens as he goes up in order to hit down on it. So now we're going to make some stability with that. So a big part of this here, club goes here, go ahead and start your backswing. Feel like you're going to crack that club in half. There you go. So you're going to get some more flex in that knee for way longer instead of letting him clear like crazy there. Then he gets taller, and he slams down on it. Slamming down on it's always going to make that club face get more shut, make that ball go more left. So just feel like you give me a little more knee support, then this might actually shorten up your backswing too. So you got your eye over it, the club head's going to start, give me a little knee bend for longer.
Wow.
There you go.
Okay.
Hold on. Give it a little bit more. Go ahead and take your shot. Start it. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. You got to use that ground. So even if you want to hit some small ones, hit some small ones.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to.
Yep. Eyes, club, knee. There you go.
What?
There you go.
But it's also, I've always been this way because I've always felt like I've had to make sure that I got through the ball.
For sure. And you always had to get on
When
top
I
of it.
couldn't see it.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. That's a really good thing that Anthony just brought up. He's talking about like I always had to get through it and on top of it because he couldn't see it because non-dominant eye, and you kind of see all these things are just chain reaction. They go in order. They're like dominoes. It's not like all of a sudden he just started doing something random and then that thing was just a coincidence what happened. He's absolutely right on the mark. Great. I know it's a little heavy.
It does feel a little heavy.
So just get that thing started sooner away from the ground.
Okay.
Okay? So go ahead and do your shot. So feel like this is going to work up in a way sooner. And I know it might make that get a little bit shut to start,
Yeah.
but that's okay. We can fix that. Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, I felt like I
Yeah, and you kind of see it. Yeah. Yeah.
Here.
But, okay, day 1 in the books. A lot of progress, my man.
Holy shit, that was amazing.
A lot of
That
progress.
really was.
So, and you can see from the teaching side, like, give your students more than what they can handle. Take that incrementally and go about it the right way. This was such an enjoyable day to be able to see his progress just from working on 3 things, 3 big things, but 3 things. And I don't care how you got to go about your practice routine from here, and we'll get into some of that stuff in some future lessons and everything, about how to practice and everything. But today was really about getting Anthony to understand it's not his golf swing that goes awry. There's the things that causes that golf swing to go awry. Day 1 in the books. Can't wait for day 2, day 3, day 4. We're pumped about this journey, and we're pumped to have you along with us.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Getting the scratch.